Alright you guys, so it's your girl Michaela Janae back with another video, and today I have another client makeup tutorial. These are slowly becoming my favorite things to post, these little client tutorials. And today I have a familiar face. I actually did her ponytail and I already have uploaded that video. So today I'm showing you guys the behind the scenes of this makeup. So as you know, I like to use a lot of drugstore products, so that is what you will be seeing featured in this video. I'm starting off with her brows. She came with them already filled in, so I am just, underlining them with the concealer. Most of the concealers I will be using today will be the e.l.f. So it's going to be the e.l.f. Camo Concealer. I don't know the color, but of course I will try to list it. So basically I'm just using my flat brush. I like it really flat to make sure that I can get a real crisp underbrow. I don't know why I'm calling it an underbrow. I can't think of the right word right now, but y'all know what I'm trying to get at. I like it to be real straight across and real nice and highlighted. So on top I am going in with a darker concealer shade just so it can be closer to her foundation color. You don't want a highlighted brow on top. You like for the top of the brow to be more closer to their skin color. So that's what you're going to see me do. And then on top of the lid, I am going to go in with a more white e.l.f. Camo Concealer as an eyeshadow base. So my camera actually did not catch me doing all of this, crease work, placing all these colors. But today we know we want to go for a cat eye type of effect, and she gave me a little free reign to just have some fun with it. So I went in with some browns in her crease and kind of smoked it out. And now I am using my e.l.f. Camo Concealer, once again in that whitish color, to cut her crease. I'm the type of person, I just like to grab a small brush and completely freehand my cut creases. So that is what I'm doing. I'm kind of following the shape of her eyelid and creating that cat eye effect. So whatever I do on this eye, I'm going to try my hardest to make the other eye look the exact same way. And when it comes to tips when creating a good cut crease, it is placing the concealer on the bottom of the lid first, close to the lash line, and then telling your client to blink or look up, because that is what will tell you where the top of their cut crease should be. So either it should be there, or if they have hooded eyes, it could be a little bit above so you can see their cut crease when their eyes are open. That's one thing that I feel like a lot of people forget, is sometimes they create a cut crease and then whenever the client has their eyes open, you can't really see it because they created it so small. I'm the type of person where I love to look at the person and to be able to see the color that they have on their lid. So that is what I aim to achieve. I like to do a real exaggerated cut crease. So when it comes to color placement, what I'm doing, I'm going into my Too Faced palette. This was one of the Christmas palettes, I believe. I got this way back in the day. And I'm going in with a super dark, almost black shade. And I'm going to place it close to her lash line, kind of like an eyeliner. And then I will continue to lighten up those browns to smoke that out. Now that I have those browns nice and smoked out, I am going in with a dampened brush. I dampened it with my Mario Badescu spray, and I like to dampen it first and then go into my shimmer shade because it just makes it more wet and less crumbly. It applies more like a loose glitter pigment, and then I put that on top of the lid. It's almost like a natural soft glam, but it gives it that shimmer look, and I love it. So right now I am moisturizing her face first because that is a good step. Well, first, what I didn't show is that I applied toner. You want to make sure that you are toning your client's face, because even if their face is clean, you want to make sure that you are getting up every little bit of dirt or anything that they might have had on their face prior, because you just want to make sure you're seeing how your products work. You don't want to start off on an unclean canvas. So I did the witch hazel, then I did the moisturizer, and now I'm doing my primer. It is all about skin prep, you guys, and as I'm progressing as a makeup artist, that is what I'm realizing. So I'm learning how to prep my client's skin more appropriately, and just so happened this client is an esthetician, so for sure I was trying to do my skin prep for her. So this is actually, I think this is, I don't know if it's my e.l.f. or my Morphe putty primer. I'm gonna have to look into that. It'll be in the description box. I'm pretty sure it's either e.l.f. or Morphe, but it is a putty primer, and I'm just applying that all over her face. And next I am going to go into the foundation. For foundation, I am using Maybeline. I got some Maybeline foundation, so I'm using that. And a trick I learned is to use less foundation. I'm applying it in dots all over her face, so you don't have to like pour it out and then worry about spreading it all over. If it's already all over the face, it'll be easier to blend in and use less foundation. You don't want a heavy caked on feel. I don't like for my clients to be like, oh, this feels like a lot on my face, especially when they're not used to wearing a lot of foundation or makeup in general. So I just applied this in dots all over her face, and then you're going to see me pick up my foundation brush to blend this in. So when I'm doing makeup, I like to toggle between my brush and my sponge, and I make sure that that sponge is dampened. As you saw in the little clip before, I went wetted in the bathroom, so it is damp to make sure all of that foundation is just melting into her skin. You don't want it to be looking like it's sitting on top of her skin. So I'm going all over, making sure that it's pressed in. I'm making sure that it's on her neck. We want it to be a real smooth transition. We don't want to look like she has on a mask or anything. So that is what I am going to be doing right now. Then you're going to see me start to highlight and conceal. I'm using my e.l.f. once again camo concealer. I don't know the color, I do apologize. In all the areas I'm highlighting, underneath her eyes, the chin, underneath the nose, a little bit on the forehead, and of course right underneath the eye, going upward to create that cat eye effect that I already have going on. As you can see, my camera did not catch my contouring, but I am also using, I think I'm using my Morphe cream contour palette, I want to say. As you can see, I don't know what I'm using, but I am blending it in an upwards direction. When it comes to contour by the cheek, you never want to go in a downwards direction. So now I am blending that in with my brush and with my sponge, because like I said, it's best to toggle between items to make sure you are just blending everything in. You don't want any harsh lines. As you can see, I'm using a small brush to blend in that nose. Once again, for sure, no harsh lines around the nose. You don't want it to look overly contoured. So that is what I am trying to achieve right now, a real natural nose contour, but you can still see that it is snatched.
Perfect.
So after I make sure I've applied enough concealer and she has the coverage, now I am setting her face. I did decide to bake this time. I don't bake every time, but I did this time. And this is the Morphe powder, Morphe setting powder that I'm using. I know that for sure. And I'm setting her contour with the Black Radiance contour palette. I think this is in medium dark. I believe so. As you can see, I don't know what products I'm using. I am so sorry. I seem so unprepared. I should have made a list. But right now I'm wiping away her bake because I don't want it to be, you know, too harsh or anything. So I'm wiping that away. And when I wipe away her bake, I am dipping into a face powder just to make sure that everything is also nice and blended, like I always say. So I do have something on my brush while I wipe away the setting powder. So let's see what I'm doing now. Now I am probably going into my bronzer. Yeah, and that is a Morphe bronzer palette. One thing I also like to show in my video is how makeup changes in different lighting. So I kept changing the light to see how it looked in every light. Some light I did more warm. This one is a little bit more brighter and whiter. And as you can see, everything is still matching her skin tone, but it looks a little different in each lighting. So right now I'm applying blush and highlighter and all that. I really do love the blush I use. I think that's Black Radiance also because it goes well on every skin tone. It's not too harsh, but I love it really warms up blush. It really adds that color back into your face. And I am using the Wet n Wild highlighter. If you guys have any recommendations for other inexpensive highlighters that work really well, let me know because I think I want to try something different. But I have just been using this highlighter for years and I really do love it. So right now I'm adding a little bit of eyeliner just so I can put on her lashes and to add to the darkness of this look. So I'm going to do that on each eye and then I'm going to apply her lashes.
Perfect.
So if you didn't know before, I'm telling you right now that I am a nude lip girl. Whenever my clients don't have a specific lip in mind, I will produce a nude glossy lip because that is just me. I think it goes well with everything. I don't really wear colored lipstick on myself, so I really don't do it on clients like talking about it. And I feel like this lip really did bring the look together. It was a really soft, glamorous look and the lip helped with it. So, and it was glossy. I used several different glosses that I would try to list in the description box, of course. But yeah, I loved how this lip combo turned out. I just had to add in her reaction to her seeing her face all put together for the first time. She really did love it and I loved it also. It was blended, it was giving skin. As you can see from the end shots, it was lovely. I'm also using the Benefit setting spray, but look at this with the hair. Oh yes, it was just given, and she is beautiful naturally, and just the angles of the cut crease and the eye makeup, I loved it. She was given America's Next Top Model, all of that, and her smile is beautiful. I just was in love with this look. This is her boomerang that she took, and I loved it. If you loved it, leave a comment down below and follow me on Instagram at Everything by Maja.